Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Hennessy Hammock. This is the Ultralite Explorer, and it has a rating up to 250 pounds. I'm about 220, somewhere around there. I get into this no problem. I'm going to set it up right here. You can see this beautiful scenery. We're on Orcas Island in the San Juans, and I'm going to set it up here, show you guys how this works, how easy it is to set up. And really, this is an awesome hammock. I've used it in cold weather climates. We can talk a little bit about that later. There's some additional stuff you're going to want with this hammock if you're in cold weather, but for weather like this, it's really comfortable. I can't say enough good things about the Hennessy Hammock, but that's why you're watching this video, right? You want to learn about this. I'm going to show you how it works. So when you order the basic hammock, you're going to get 3 items in it. Let's talk about the webbing straps that come with it. These are the 42-inch webbing straps, and for most small to medium trees, not a problem. Even if they don't fit around the tree, you can still use them. Definitely if you're going to be in areas, larger trees like some of these guys around here, you probably want to have the larger straps. I think they're 70 inches or 72 inches. And really these don't take up much space. If you had both these sizes in your backpack, it's probably a good way to go. So besides the webbing straps, the actual hammock, and then the rain fly. So first thing you want to do is just let it fly. What I'm going to do now, got a webbing strap. I'm putting the one end of the hammock in here. Just making sure I've got the right side. Okay, so I've got one end of the hammock, put it through the web strap here, get this bad boy around the tree. You might have to do this a few times. Okay, get it through the other side. I like to get my straps fairly even around the trunk. You want to try and avoid getting your rope, or you want to get the least amount of rope actually chafing on the trunk. That's why you have the webbing straps. Again, I would have liked a slightly larger webbing strap on this, but these will do just fine. The knot I typically use when I do this is the Bowline or Bowline. It's a very common knot used in the yachting world or sailing, or if you're a boater, you'll know what the Bowline is. It's a great knot, and the awesome thing about the Bowline, it really doesn't matter how much tension you get on it, it will come undone. I worked in the boating business for many years, and I've towed large sailboats, big yachts, 100-footers, towed out at sea with just a bowline, and literally takes you about 5 seconds and a bowline will come undone. So it's a great knot to learn, and if you're still hanging around after the video, I'll show you how to do the bowline. Really simple. Okay, so off to the other side. Get the rope through the webbing strap, throw it around the tree, through the other side. One of the things you're looking for here, this is not the perfect spot, but one of the things you want to do, and I've found, is the best way to judge you're going to be comfortable in that hammock is to make sure that it's wherever you tie the straps that they pretty much level. You want the straps to be opposite each other and level. You may have to make some adjustments once you get this up, but it's not a big deal. It's very easy to adjust it. Even once you've got the rain fly up and it's tied up, you can adjust it pretty quick. The other thing you want to think about is when you do tie this hammock up, try to get your knot closer to the trunk, because this little guy here, which you attach your rain fly to, you're going to use this to tension your rain fly. So if you put a knot close to the actual end of the hammock, you're not going to be able to slide this. You really want to slide this to get tension on your rain fly. So again, I'm doing another little bowline here. I'm looking at the hammock, I'm trying to see if it's fairly level. I think I can come down on that side a little bit and level this side. I'm also looking for the distance underneath the hammock. I don't want to be sleeping on a rock, because once you get in here it does sag a little bit. So think about that when you're setting it up, that it will sag a few inches. So just going to lower this one a little bit. I think I could probably just do that with the webbing strap here. And we'll come up a little bit over here. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so give it a little tug. Make sure it's set into the tree. Same on this side. Nice and taut. And I'm going to do a little test right now. Make sure that my butt isn't on the ground. Really easy to get in here. Hang over the side. I'll do this gently. Make sure everything's good. And in you go. Look at that. How easy is that? I could probably come up a little bit here, but it's not a big deal right now. Actually, maybe I will come up a bit. Again, really easy. I'm just going to pull the strap up. I think that's improved it. Alright, at this point I'm going to talk about the opening over here. This is obviously the zip version. Hennessy Hammock makes a version that doesn't have a zip, and I really can't speak to that one because I haven't seen it or used it. But I know Hennessy Hammock has had the one without the zip for many years. People love it. I just chose the zip because I like the idea of being completely closed, and a lot of areas I camp in have mosquitoes, and I want to get a good seal on the hammock. Don't want those little guys in there. So you can see on either side of this hammock comes with these little bungee cords. They stretch, and right now I'm not able to use a stake to drive this into the ground, so I'm just going to use a rock right here. Going to wrap it around, hook it up on itself. It'll keep it open, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Hey, while I'm doing this, enjoy the scenery because it's really beautiful out here. Just in case you get bored watching me. Okay, so the other side set up. And what this really does, just spreads the hammock out a little bit. Usually at this point I'll get my sleeping bag in here and get back in it and just see how it sags, because there'll be a little bit more weight in here. And I'll do that, make sure everything's good before I put the rain fly up. But I know it's going to be good. We set up, now we're going to go for the rain fly. Again, real easy process. I've just got everything wrapped up here. Make sure I don't have any knots. There we go. I'll let the rain fly. Find my corner here, wherever that is. Here we go. So at the end, each corner of this rain fly, it has a little hook and a little ring. The little ring gets hooked up to the end of the hammock. Remember I was talking earlier on about tensioning it? This little ring, hook it up onto this little clip. Same on the other side. Actually, I have it upside down right now, so I'm going to spin it around. That was easy. Okay, so little ring, hook it up to the tensioner here, the clip. And what you can do at this point is put some tension on it. So here we go. You see how you can pull this up, ease it down, pull it up. So this kind of picks that rain fly off your hammock. Typically when I go to sleep at night, and depending on the weather, if it's raining a lot, I'll want to get this tarp or the rain fly a little closer to the tent, to the hammock. During the day, if I want a view, I'll pull it up, and that way I can have a better view from inside the hammock. So the rain fly, so yeah guys, I think the camera stopped there while I was shooting, and I'm not quite sure where we took off. So I'm just going to go back to talking about the rain fly and that setup. We'll go from there. So the rain fly, you've seen me set it up, we've tensioned it, we've got it to where we want it. On the corners of the rain fly, they're attached to a piece of string here. These are not bungee cords like what you see on the actual hammock. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm just going to attach this to the rock. Again, if you had stakes, typically I use stakes, but we're not driving stakes into this kind of terrain today. So rocks work pretty well, and I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so at this point I'm going to take you guys and we're going to get in this hammock, and I'm going to show you some of the things that take place inside the hammock, some of the features inside the hammock, and hey, we can just hang out there and take a look at the beautiful view. Let's do it. Okay guys, so like I said, like I promised, we're going to get in here now and take a little closer look at what happens in the hammock. So I just need to put the camera down, undo the lines here, and then we'll get in there. And really I'm just doing this so you guys can have a better view. Normally I'd be getting into the hammock with the rain fly on, but we want you to see what's going on here. So hammock line is still on. Rain fly, and I'm just gonna flip this over here and talk about getting inside here. You can see the zip right over here, and what I do is I won't zip it all the way to the end, just because once you're in the hammock and if you zip it right down to the end, it's a bit of a challenge bending up and grabbing the zip if it's right down here. So I'll just zip it a 1.5 feet from the end, and then the top is a little bit easier because your head's up here. You can zip it up further. Getting in here is really simple. Oh, there we go. Get both feet in. Hey guys, check out this view. Hopefully you can see that. But this is hammock camping at its best. Just laying in my hammock, my Hennessy hammock, enjoying the view. Pretty awesome. So now that we're actually in the hammock, let's talk about what's going on inside here. So one thing Hennessy does, which is really cool with these guys, is if you look up at the top here, there's a little bag, accessory bag. You can actually put small items in here. Little flashlight, headlamp, a couple other items. You can slip it in here, and the nice thing is, the real cool thing is this slides. It slides along the top of the hammock. You can see there's also these little hooks over here if you need to hook anything on to the hammock, and if you want them inside the hammock with you. And you can see you can slide this all the way down to the end if you want to get it out of the way. There's 3 little pockets in here, 2 on the ends and a slightly larger one in the middle here. That comes in real handy. So the one thing about the Hennessy hammock is it's really designed to sleep in at a slight angle. If you try and sleep directly down the center, that won't be the most comfortable. So it's really designed to be slightly off center, then you're going to be most comfortable. I've probably spent at this point roughly about 10 nights in this hammock over a few camping trips, and I've always been pretty comfortable. So if we're going to talk about the rainfly, I have to mention that the rainfly that comes with the Hennessy hammock, the standard rainfly, does a good job. But if you're going to be camping somewhere, where you're expecting a lot of rain, I'd probably recommend getting the larger rainfly. I've been in this hammock when it's been raining with this rainfly, the standard rainfly, and it's done a good job. I didn't get wet, but I can tell you now, if you're in a torrential downpour or dealing with a lot of hard rain, you'd probably want to go for the larger rainfly. Let's get out of here and take a look at some of the little hooks and the lines and how you set this guy up. So here you can see the little tensioner that I was talking about. It's really simple. You've got your rainfly with a little round loop on it. Easy, you hook it in there and you tension just by pulling it along. Hopefully you guys can see that. Real simple system. And the great thing about that is, if it's not raining hard and you're laying in your hammock and let's say you want to stare at the beautiful view, something like this, you can put a lot of tension on this, essentially lifting the rainfly away and up from the hammock, and that'll give you a better view when you're laying in there. You can see out. Also, hey, if it's a beautiful day like this, take the rainfly off. That's going to work pretty well too. You're going to have stunning views. So that's really all I can tell you about the Hennessy hammock today. Definitely, I can highly recommend this hammock. I have a video that I'll be posting soon about the winter camping that I've done with it, and that's a whole different setup because you really need to look at insulation and keeping the bottom of the hammock warm. But check out my other video. I'll be posting that pretty soon about my winter setup. But really guys, this is a great hammock. If you're looking for something that's lightweight, packs real easy to set up, I can definitely recommend this hammock. Yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching guys. See ya. Oh, enjoy the view one more time. Isn't that stunning? Cheers.